Hey guys,
Yo,
welcome
what
to
is up?
Go with the Flow podcast. This is episode 10, and how you all doing?
Incredible. You?
Yeah, perfect. You can all do a brief introduction. I believe CJ and Library have been here before, so I think Damon, if you don't mind going first.
Yeah, that's great. Hey, thanks, Noah. Hey, my name's Damon Peters. I'm the founder of Immutable Type, and we just were all in the DoraHacks together, weren't we?
Yeah, definitely. That was
So,
great. How been doing, CJ, man? It's been a while.
I know. We used to do this all the time.
Yeah.
Jamie, good to meet you. I've seen Immutable Type around. But yeah, I haven't had a chance to talk to you in person. So
likewise,
good
good to meet you.
Good to meet you. But yeah, man, been doing good. Just chilling, still building, trying to build as much as I can. I'm in Indy right now, Indianapolis. So
Oh yeah,
we had to move a little. We got kicked out of Chicago, so we're down in
you
Indy.
got kicked out.
Yeah, we use this apartment subscription service, and it's just really super busy in Chicago during the summer because it's like the best place to be. I wish we could be there, but we just moved a couple hours south down to Indianapolis, so we'll be back in Chicago soon.
Right on, right on. What about you, Library? Are you back in Canada?
Yeah, I'm in Toronto. I'm in Toronto right now, just kind of chilling. Yeah, it was good. Just building, you know.
Congratulations to both of you. Well, to the three of you. You are the top 3 winners of the DoraHacks, Library, CJ, Damon. So where are you guys going to do with all of that?
You were right there. I mean, you were right there after us too. So this is just like the top.
Yeah.
This is like the top. I think this is like the DoraHacks Grant Dow podcast, basically.
Here we go.
Right now, this episode.
We're missing Claudio. He couldn't. He's
Claudio.
has like 3 kids and lives in Venezuela, so he couldn't make it. But yeah, that's 5 of us. That would be the 5 of us.
Yeah,
I've got one daughter sleeping. She's 1, and then I've got the other one out doing Khan Academy. She's 5. So I was like, don't come in here until you've done 10 green check marks.
Is Khan Academy the coding one, or is it something different?
So it's the one that's been around for quite some time. So like at least a decade, maybe back to 2010 or more. And it's general education for anyone, but I use it for my daughter for up until 3rd grade, and it's supplemental to her primary education at school, right? So the school, you go to the school day, they also have their own app that you take home with them as well. But honestly, I find it to be so slow that I'm like, okay, here's Khan Academy. Like, keep going, man. Like, this is ridiculous. Go faster.
No, like, do you feel like she's not learning enough by her?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's general education, right? So she's 5 and she's in the kindergarten right now, and they're like, we're gonna count to 100. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, 100? What are you talking about? Like, stop. Like, let's move beyond that. Let's get to addition, subtraction. If you can do multiplication, that'd be great. And little kids can do so much. It's wild that we put such low bars for them, you know. She's counting to 100 like when she was 4. So this is easy stuff, you know.
Yeah, definitely. I think the system is designed that way. You know, it's very intentional that you want your kids to learn. And I feel like when you send them to the government, I don't know if it's a public school or private school, but you know, it's kind of basically letting your kids being raised by the government or the education systems.
It's wild, man. Like, this is one of the best schools in Miami as well, and it's a public school, but it's a magnet charter school. But it's one of the best in Miami, one of the best in Florida, one of the best in the country, and still, it's a little slow, guys.
I mean, there's a lot of wild shit going on in Florida with education. I believe they still have all the gay books banned from Florida and public schools.
So I don't know I don't know the answer to that. I know that the ones that I had seen banned were pretty controversial for children to be reading. But I didn't go into more along the lines of LGBT type stuff. And I didn't research it because it doesn't affect me right now. And so I'm sure the laws will change by the time that she's going to be exposed to this type of content. So yeah, I don't know the answer.
Right on.
Yeah.
What are you been up to? Is that Justin?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know your name, bro. What the hell?
I know. I'm fully doxxed now.
Oh no.
No, I don't know what's new. I'm just building more stuff. I'm trying to figure out incentives for T-Shot. So like T-Shots, the NBA Top Shot token I made. Basically, you can trade in an NBA Top Shot NFT, and you get T-Shot, and T-Shot you can throw it back in the vault and get a random NFT. But then we also have liquidity pool set up, so you can kind of get instant liquidity and that type of thing. And then CJ is also kind of partnered with us to kind of use T-Shot as a type of currency to bet on some of his gaming platforms, that type of thing. But so what I'm working on right now is like, yeah, I'm figuring out incentives. So like, something along the lines of using Merkle and maybe doing, if you hold T-Shot on EVM, maybe you'll get compensated in some way. So that'd be kind of really cool because then you can, there's some passive ownership of just holding stuff. I think it's a really cool mechanic, and I hope the community likes it. And then I'm working. I'm trying to figure out some maybe potential other coins, maybe just seeing if those are viable, and kind of working through that. There's a whole bunch of stuff, honestly. Like even coordinating with third party marketing guru, and just like I don't know, just everything I'm doing, but just do it a little bit more so, and just a little more oomph.
Yeah,
Are,
right.
are you gonna do like more coins around Top Shot, or is it gonna be different? I don't know if you can talk
Is it
about
me or
it.
there's like an echo going on?
It's
It's
echo.
oh, why is sorry? Where's the echo coming from? Is that me?
I don't know.
Oh,
think
maybe
it
it is
might-
me.
Try now.
Sounds better now.
There you go.
Yeah, sorry. I don't know why it switched off the speaker thing. Yeah, I mean, there's not too much I can say right now. I'll say that I think exploring maybe doing other Top Shot tokens, maybe exploring other NFT projects on Flow, obviously, to do similar mechanics. Yeah, and I think it could be really interesting. And
I mean,
yeah.
isn't that kind of what they're doing with Deepin? The Kitty Punch is doing with Disney Pinnacle, like basically creating this token for Disney Pinnacles, the bolting pins, and they issue this Deepin token. Is that similar to T-Shot?
To be honest, I didn't dive. I was told about this by a friend, but I didn't dive into all their mechanics of what it was. I mean, I guess my understanding was that it's something like they're buying NFTs, they're putting into a vault, and then I guess they have tokens representing ownership of that vault. It's like a fractionalized ownership. That's my understanding of it. But do you guys know more about it or no?
I
Honestly,
think that's what it is.
everything Kitty Punch team does is kind of, I don't know, it kind of goes over my head. I don't know if because they use a lot of fancy, weird, custom-made words to explain their tokenomics and want to kind of like create smoke in front of you. I don't know. I don't get it. It kind of sounds like
That's the problem though, right? If you don't like even trying to like it's it is what it is, but even diving into their the froth tokenomics and everything, I find it a little bit confusing. I try to I try to put all the documentation into like Gemini and AI and everything to get it to like simplify the situation for me of like what's going on here.
it's not possible. I copy pasted the exact explanation of froth to ChatGPT, and it's like, explain this to me because like I'm a 5-year-old, and then he went, oh well, if you have a school and your school has a big token, and let's say this token is flow, and the school has a popular kid, and this popular kid is froth. Froth could be more popular than flow, the school itself. And I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you saying? I mean, technically, it's right. The froth token could go up in value more than the flow token, because flow is anti-inflationary. So that it's okay, but they just use a lot of random words. I'm gonna look it up right now. I'm gonna look up their website because
Have you put the contract in? Like all you do is put the contract into the GPT. Then that might help.
But it's more about
I think it's
their
multiple.
strategies. It's more about like how exactly
It was a little bit of both, yeah, because there was like I forget the exact stuff with it, but it was like if it did if it performed in a certain way, then yes, they would flip a switch and that would change a condition on the contract to like allow, I think, holders to earn more rewards or fees on Kitty Punch.
Listen
I
to
forget
this.
the details of it. It's a little it's complicated. It is
I mean,
complicated.
just read this. It's like thus the theory postulates that in a paradigm where volatility constitutes a primary value driver, fraud, speculative, effervescence will outstrip flows, state utility, redefining market caps hierarchies with a flourish floor. What is this even saying? Like, what is, first of all, volatility does not constitute a primary value driver. Like, volatility is not a value driver.
Unless you're a degen.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you want high VIX if you're right. If you're a degen.
I mean, maybe that's a thing because I mean, honestly, 99.9% of people don't look at any intricacies of any blockchain or any underlying tech about it. Like, no one really cares. Like, no one really cares. Like, you know, you can just say it's on a blockchain. It could just be in a database. No one would actually really care whatever it is. And you know, maybe that's kind of part of the strategy though. It's like you make it so kind of make it very difficult to explain, but you're just like, and they're just like, no, don't worry, just trust it, degen into it, and just go with it.
It's kind of like that. That's kind of the vibe that I get from Kitty Punch in those, and they're launching so much stuff so fast, like one after the other. They haven't even finished the NFTs that they were going to launch. The board, they were like cats, and the box token. What happened to that?
I'm betting on the box. I got a few some of those boxes because they said that they're going to launch a token.
Yeah,
I guess they're like official token, but they've launched all these other tokens. So I'm like, I got some of those boxes because they said, okay, the more boxes you have, then you're going to get an airdrop of the token.
Yeah,
but that was like 6 months ago, and then everything's changed since then. So
and I went back to the website, and they only minted like 0.03% of all the total supply. So I don't know. And then they launch Froth, and then they launch, you know, the Bix, and then, you know, Deepin, and now what is going on?
Then they don't even have last time I looked, they didn't have a Discord, they didn't have any support thing, like just to ask questions of the stuff. And it's nothing, you know, it's nothing, yeah, it's nothing personal. It's like, well, you know,
it's kind of shady. I mean, I tried to contact their support team like 3 months ago when back in ETH Denver, 6 months ago. And I couldn't find any way to contact them. Like the only way, they only like a Telegram account they sometimes answer to, but they don't reply to any tweets, any DMs on Twitter, and they don't have a Discord. They don't reply to Discord messages, that DMs. So I don't know. And on top of that, the Disney Pinnacle official Twitter actually retweeted the Deepin post, so they're kind of backing up that too. So I don't know. It's kind of
somebody wanted me to add Deepin price. So like on Immutable Type's X account, every 4 hours we update price on BTC, ETH, Flow, and then I added Froth because I think it's funny. And then they're like, well, add Deepin as well. I was like, all right, I guess, but it's not even on a deck. It's like to get to the contract, to get to the price, you have to do a little bit of calculation. It's not really available on the decks, you know. So I'm like, not today.
They don't have it on Kitty Punch, like Punch Swap right now. Can you see?
Oh, do they not? I don't know.
That's what I would think. That maybe you could
Flow wallet,
but then I have to scrape it. You know what I mean?
Sure. It is kind of a lot of work if you keep adding more tokens because you're just manually updating it on the X account.
No, well, so no, I have I use the CoinGecko feed, and so I've got I call the CoinGecko feed, and then I use an action out of GitHub, and it just posts from my GitHub to my Twitter account through the Twitter API.
Oh, nice! That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really straightforward. Like it makes a call to the data or the current price at that time when it publishes, but it's just all fixed. It's just fields, right? It's just copy.
Damon, can you remind me, like, what do you make right now?
So I'm building Immutable Type. Immutable Type is on-chain publishing, and I'm focusing on journalism specifically. But the workflow can be reskinned for any type of publishing, scientific papers, intellectual property, like Library of Congress, right? And so it's effectively like if you go to Substack and you publish, your work, that just goes into the database, right? When you publish through Immutable Type, the content is stored on Flow. It's not stored on IPFS. It's not stored anywhere. It just goes straight into Flow and on the blockchain in the block itself. And then there's two methods to do it. You publish the raw copy or the markdown right into the block, into the Flow blockchain, or a hash, right? So you can encrypt it so that it's only accessible through a license token, which you can get through owning an NFT of the article on Immutable Type. And that has perpetual licenses that a user can come in and buy for like 5 cents or a fraction of a penny, or what have you, to read the article itself. And those funds are distributed across the journalist, across the platform, and across the funder who actually funded the article early on. So the idea is to localize journalism again, to decentralize journalism from corporate media, mainstream media, back to small towns. And the economics of it incentivize local people to create proposals about subject matter that interests them, because right now it's tops down. If you want to have a local story about, I don't know, say there's something terrible that happens in your town, or something amazing that happens in your town, the metro areas are not going to write about this small little bit of information, so it's lost effectively forever. But when there were hometown newspapers, somebody would come out, they'd get information or write a story about that. They'd create community. People would go to the newspaper or wait, see it on TV that night. But that economic model has been effectively eviscerated up into larger companies, So that's the mission, essentially, repopulate hometown news effectively.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, it's funny. Like, I just put an article out. I mean, maybe not just, maybe like 3 weeks ago, a month ago, but like I was like my founder's kind of a journey or story about like
Nice.
how I started I started off getting scammed on eBay for like a sports card, and then that kind of spiraled into me finding Top Shot and building stuff I'm building now.
That's cool.
But I posted on Twitter, and I like as an article, and then I posted on Medium as well for like the SEO kind of stuff. But maybe I should have also posted on your site just for like
Well,
as a free article or something.
yeah, it's on testnet now, so it's not even on mainnet.
Okay.
And the purpose is to use journalists specifically for now. And why do you want journalists? Because there's implied credentials there, right? And without journalists, without a free press that's representing effectively the citizenry of whatever country you're in, you don't have those ombudsmen that are going around and saying, okay, this is information that really happened, and here's the real framing of the context of what the situation was when it happened. And otherwise, it's effectively a free-for-all, right? You have people just writing whatever they see without somebody helping them craft it to be communicative, who's trained in communications. Then I think we miss something out in society. I fully believe in every individual should be able to have free speech and write whatever they want. There's plenty of platforms for that. But essentially what I'm representing is replacing newspapers that don't exist anymore. I'm replacing newspapers that have been rolled up or bastardized completely into, some perverse incentives that most citizens don't know about, right? And that's essentially what has happened, And so I'm attempting to unbundle that situation and return credibility back to journalists and local journalists as well.
So it's like a subscription based model? Like you subscribe to a journalist, and so you're basically technically the patron of that journalist. And then
That's correct. You can do that. sorry, not to interrupt, but the fee structure and the business model is you subscribe to the platform regionally. And so here in Miami, let's say there's like 30 neighborhoods here in Miami, right? In this case, you would buy a Miami token, and it's $1.50, whatever it is, USD, right? And so then you can have access as a community member to the platform, and then you can see all the information that the journalists that publish, that they'll let you see. Maybe they'll gate, there's a 1,000-word article, they'll gate 800 words of it, but you'll get the summary, and that'll go into SEO, and that'll be nice. But if you want to buy the entire article, you can fund the journalist to go out and do the investigative research as a part of a proposal system, where you say, there's a bunch of potholes in my town or in my street. I want to know why the potholes are here. I'll pay $50 to a journalist who wants to take on this assignment to find out why the potholes are here and publish that as well. Does anybody else want to help fund this with me? So you crowdfund a little bit. It's all on chain, so you see where the funding is coming from. It's not coming from NGOs or government officials or anything like that. It's coming from the citizens of the town. And the journalist, if he or she is interested, they can take up that proposal and say, yeah, I'll do that for $50. I'll go down to town hall and gather this information and publish it here and what have you. And so that article is effectively an
It's like
yeah,
yeah,
it's like a
So-
marketplace mechanism. Yeah.
exactly.
But you own the NFT of that article. And so the difference is that when a newspaper is printed today, it just the next day it goes in the bottom of a bird cage, right? But this article is forever, it's persistent. It always has some type of value, right? Always, right? And there's no advertising on the platform. So what happens is anybody that owns the NFT, let's say there's 10 of them, they also have a perpetual reader license pool that they receive as an owner. And so the journalists and the people who funded it are owners of that article. And it is an article that can be read forever because it's on chain, right? There's no ads, but if somebody wants to come in 100 years and read the article about the potholes in your town, then it exists and you can pay 5 cents and it goes back to the wallets that still own the rights to that article. And that creates a couple things. It creates a portfolio of intellectual property for both the journalist and whoever funded the articles themselves that can be forever generating revenue. So you essentially become like your own little like record label, your own little publisher of a bunch of articles. And then there is a very, very compelling model around these articles as being data that's licensable as a content base as well, externally, right? And so that becomes a revenue source for everybody that holds the IP of those NFTs as well, directly through token licenses, right? So that's what I've built, and it's scalable to infinity. Essentially, how many local communities exist?
That's kind of curious. I hope you guys don't mind. I'm gonna smoke a little bit right here.
Yeah.
But CJ, when are you gonna smoke with me, man?
I don't know. In a bit, next time.
I have a question. Why did you choose to build this on Flow and not on Story Protocol?
So Story Protocols, well, yeah, I mean, I don't own Story Protocol, so I can't influence it. Like I'm a builder and a business builder. I want to do something myself, and I want it to be purpose built for journalists specifically. Like this is about journalism. It's not about publishing only. More broadly, more generally, I'm trying to solve the journalism problem specifically, and so
which is money,
yeah.
right? Is getting paid.
What's that?
What is the journalist problem in your opinion?
I think the journalist problem is credibility. I think the journalist problem is sustainability. Local journalists have no sustainability at this point. Honestly, there's 20,000 towns in America, towns and cities in America. There's 1,400 daily newspapers that exist, and there's 70 million Americans that have no access to local news at all. None. There's nobody representing their local perspective. And where is that? It's all in the areas that are economically challenged, right? So you have rural areas, you have inner city areas, you have a lot of places that always are left behind by technology. They're followers to the technology value, and this solves that problem as well. If somebody, like I live really close to a very, very poor area of Miami right here. And nobody's representing them on a daily basis. But through this type of method, a journalist could be representing them at a coffee shop on a daily method, and they can make a couple bucks a day, and that's meaningful, right? The stories that they're telling is meaningful. Like it could be world changing for this little area of the city, but nobody's there telling the story of why is this area still poor after 100 years, right? Everything around it is blowing up. Like, what's going on there? And I think these are important overlooked stories, and there's no incentive to build to tell them unless there's a little bit of money there.
Totally. I also feel like it's important to, like you say, all of these very small communities, very poor communities, they're also super susceptible to, false media, like,
That's right.
false information.
Because they don't have any, right? So like you're naturally curious as a human. So you're going to go to your social media and like, what is that? Your social media is made to be perverse. It's impossible not to be perverse, right?
Yeah, right on.
I do feel like news today, it's like hard to figure out where to like get your news from. Like, do I look on my Twitter feed?
Right.
I can, sometimes NPR, like, okay, I try to look at NPR to get like a less like perverse view, but then it's like, I don't even know where these articles are really being sourced from or whose viewpoint they're coming from. And I'm not getting like local news or something like that. So
you should try Ground News, the Ground News app. Have you seen that one?
Ground News? No.
Check it out on Apple TV. Just download it. They basically give you all the news, but they give you like the spectrum. Like it's for the US mostly. The spectrum of is it coming from the right side, like political wing, left wing, is aiming for like what's your blind spot, and it also shows you like who is really reporting on that new specifically, like you see 100 newspaper reporting on it, so it kind of gives you more trust.
Nice. Yeah, I'll have to check it out because I feel like back like I don't know now, probably 20 years ago, it's like you looked at the paper and you looked at your local news, and like that was where you got and now it's like information overload. Like I'm looking at Twitter, I'm looking at TikTok, I'm looking to try to find some apps. So this actually seems like it might be a good way to kind of aggregate.
And a lot of those companies that we used to look at to get information, they've all been sold. There's literally 250 companies in the United States now that own all the points of contact, and that's very easy to organize. Like if you want to talk about 51% attacks, like we lost the 51% attack in information a long time ago as citizens.
Yeah, for sure. I'm still listening. I'm making sourdough right now, so I gotta go do like a stretch and fold every 30 minutes. So I'm gonna still hear you guys, but I'm gonna pop out for like one minute to go do this.
The stretch and pull.
Yeah, stretch and pull. Yeah, anyone who knows sourdough, you got to do the stretch and pull.
Please go off camera for the stretch and pull.
I could bring it. No, I'm outside right now, so I'm not going to bring it out here. I might get some bugs in my dough or something like that. But I'll be right back.
Right,
man. Justin,
I was going to say, hey, my wife is from Toronto.
Actually. Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah, she's from Richmond Hill.
Yeah, not that far. I'm like Midtown.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, Toronto's not so bad during this time of year. Yeah, I like it a lot. What I've been doing lately, I've been also selling a bunch of stuff I have. So I want to be a little nimble. I might move in the future, somewhere where I can spend pesos, so I can make dollars, spend pesos. Yeah, no, maybe. I mean, probably. But then I also need another couple spots down there as well, because I can only stay in Colombia for like, half of the year, because then otherwise become a tax resident and all that stuff. It gets complicated. So I got to be kind of
where?
In Colombia. You got to go to Argentina.
Oh yeah, Argentina. I plan to go in November for the Eat Global. Was it Eat Global something or another hackathon?
I think it's let me see. It's Buenos Aires, right?
Yeah.
It's global. Dude, it's November 21st. I wish I could go. Damn, that is gonna be so good.
Is Flo gonna do a scholar program?
No,
I'd apply for that one.
They're not doing. I just asked him yesterday.
Oh, they're not for.
No, I don't know why, but they're doing one for Delhi. If you want to go to Delhi, for some reason.
One day, but not next month. That's a
not
long
work.
Flight. Yeah. Yeah. Did you go to? You didn't go to New York, did you? This last
No,
one.
no, I didn't go. It was more like it was very technical. It was very hackathon, all around the update and stuff that. It wasn't very much. It wasn't that network or business uh, stuff, which is kind
Yeah.
of what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
What are you looking for essentially? So like your project, I think, is super compelling. The
ArtDrop.
like a yeah, like I mean, like I said, our Basel is a few weeks away.
So right now we're mainly focused on funding. We're trying to raise $3 million. So far, we've raised a quarter million. So we're kind of just focusing on networking and looking for people that are looking for funds. Um, we are we're gonna try to pitch. We're gonna pitch to Flow now that we had so many different things going on. I think we can get a good amount of funding from Flow directly. But we are about to launch the tour. We are touring 12 cities across the U.S. Starting, I think we're starting with Salt Lake or Nevada City in California. So basically, we're taking the scanner on the truck, going to these cities, scan art from the artists over there. We charge per scan, or we offer a subscription to the artist. So the flow is very, we get there, we have the scanner. You're an artist. You bring the painting that you want to scan. You scan it. We put it on our system. We print the first one ourselves. So we buy the first print of your painting, and
Cool.
we gift it to you. So we buy it to you, and the moment that we buy it, you're gonna get a notification saying, "Hey, Noah bought your print for $300. Go get your money at the dashboard, whatever." And not only that, we're gonna give you the print to you. It's gonna come with a chip, DNA chip that I have around, and the idea is that once we give this print to the artist, they're gonna go to their house or whatever they want. They're gonna hang it, and when people go buy it, they can just tap it and make an offer on it, and we'll print those for them too. So that's kind of what we're gonna be doing across all of these cities, and we do have a lot of. We just started working more with Alex Gray, like the prints that he's doing. He was very impressed with our quality, so he's gonna basically shift that to our printer, to a print shop. We got a lot of shit going on, man. What I want is to sell prints on the Flow Rewards store, like just like, hey, with points buy these prints, But
Cool.
we got to talk to the artist first. So it's a process. It's a lot of politics and shit.
So wait, so I have a question. So this is it like NFC chips?
Yeah,
Is it it is it?
yeah. I have one right somewhere, not here. Um, but basically, let me see if I can find it. Give me 1 second.
He's gonna stretch and pull as well.
Yeah. Everybody's doing sourdough. How'd you know stretch and pull? Have you done that sourdough before or anything like that?
No, I just think it sounds really funny. The word like
Just me saying that?
Yeah, just the term stretch and pull it sounds like a funny term.
Yeah. I guess, yeah. If you don't know. If you don't know.
Like,
just hearing it, yeah, you're like,
Mom,
but it makes
I'm
a lot
gonna
of
head out
sense
and
when
do a
you
little
do
stretch
it.
and pull. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, too much information, son.
Yeah.
Too much information.
We
Son.
don't need to know all that.
So I have so these are the chips. I have a bunch of them. So basically, we put one of these. We actually glue it to the print in the back, and when someone tries to tear it off, it breaks the chip. So, and when you try to scan it, it says, "Hey, the chip has been tampered with, so it's no longer working, and it won't show."
Mm-hmm.
When you scan this, it should take you to a certificate. It probably won't work with this chip because I haven't configured this one. So
Right.
there's no, it's going to say no certificate
Yeah.
found. But if there were a certificate, it will show you. And also, if you try to access it by refreshing or sharing the link, it blocks you. So
Mhm.
the only way you can actually interact with it is by scanning the chip. So
Cool.
that's
Sorry to
basically
interrupt.
on the certificate page. There's a make offer button, so you
Mhm.
can make an offer on it, and if the art is accepted, we will send the print to your house.
And does the user have to download an app to be able to tap it?
No, no,
No.
that's the browser. That's a browser
Ah,
website. Yeah,
so you tap it, it takes you to a browser, which is essentially payment link. Is that
yeah.
what a unique payment path or something like that?
No, it's just Stripe. So you choose
Stripe.
Apple Pay or Google Pay. So it takes you to the certificate page. So that's
Yeah.
important because
Yeah.
usually when an artist prints like 100 prints, they have to
Yep.
sign each of these, in person and manually. So whoever buys it knows it comes from the real artist. But
Mhm.
now instead of that, what we do is we put the certificate on chain on the blockchain as an NFT. So when you scan this, what you're actually seeing is all the information from the blockchain, which is the certificate of authenticity, and it has
Yeah.
the signature of the artist because is from its wallet. Every
Right.
artist on the platform has a Flow account, and every print that we print is an NFT that we send to their account on
Mhm.
Flow. And every time they sell it, they send it directly from their Flow account to the Flow account of the user.
Right.
Makes
Mhm.
sense?
Yeah.
So you could print anything, essentially.
Yeah.
So, but you've chosen art, but you could print a story on a piece of paper, like an article.
We can print anything, but there's a reason we chose art.
Sure.
So the vision for ArtDrop actually comes from psychedelics.
Mhm.
Uh, Nico, the CEO, he lived in Hawaii for 5 years, and he actually went to Ram Dass house and the ayahuasca ceremonies and
Mhm.
stuff there. And the the vision with ArtDrop is that every piece of art has a message, and in today's world, it's just too complicated to relay that message far and wide enough. Like the psychedelic message, for example, it got lost and buried in the 60s and 70s with all of these
Mhm.
politics and shit. And now, 50 years later, we're finding out that, oh yeah, you can actually use psychedelics to cure stuff and help you as a personal being. So there were a lot of artists back then in the 60s and 70s, like Robert Venosa, Martina Hoffman, and now Alex Ray, these that tried to convey that message through art, but they couldn't. So our job is a tool for artists to spread their message. So because now instead of selling the one copy that you have, the original that you have one of
Yeah.
one to just one person, now you can sell it to 1,000 people, and
Mhm.
you spread your message.
That's really cool. So yeah, because a lot of times you have editions, right? So you do the original and then you do signed editions or lithographs or like
Yeah,
reprint, like or posters, right?
yeah.
And they're physical copies of the original, but this is the original. This is the exact original.
Is every layer every is replicated. The brush stroke is exactly the same. So we have a very symbolic picture of Alex Gray shows uh, you know passing his hand through the painting because you can actually touch it and you can
Mhm.
just feel everything because it's a print. If you heard it, first of all, it takes like a long while of a lot of people really touching it to start hurting it. But if it does get hurt, we just print another one. And so it's an experience that you don't have anywhere else.
Yeah.
Touch the art. Um, so that's really cool.
Hmm.
Is that equipment
Yeah.
like super expensive? The printing
So
equipment? I
yeah,
can
man, the
imagine it's
printer
probably
is
like super high
the
end.
printer is like $500,000.
And do you
Yeah.
guys own that, or do you like rent it out, or like?
No, we own one. We own just
Damn.
one, but we want to
Yeah.
rent. We're renting out other printers because when we blow up, bro, we need more than one printer.
Sure. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I envision going to like a gallery or something. It'd be cool to just be like, all right, I want to have this up in my house. Let me just scan it real quick, order it, and get it shipped. And it's like a exact replica, basically, of the art that's.
You'd think galleries would be all over this. You think they would love this.
No, I don't. I think. I mean, we're kind of working with galleries ourselves
Yes.
because we have like a so every sale is a there's a percentage of the sale that goes to different places.
Right.
So if if how would I say, we go to an art gallery, we go to coffee shops, we go to dispensaries, and we tell them, "Hey, can you hang up this painting here?" And every sale that we make of it, you take 15%,
Yeah.
uh, and that's it. So every time it, someone buys it from your coffee shop or your gallery, you get a percentage out of that. So we work with the galleries too.
It's interesting. My wife is in charge of the technology on cruise ships here in Miami that generate revenue, and part of their revenues comes from art installations on the ship that are purchased.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean, yeah. So this sounds actually really interesting.
on a ship. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's whole auctions that occur on ships. So you
Damn.
go on a cruise ship and they have 30 pieces of art set up in a room in an auction gallery, and then they hold an auction like to sold,
I
Yeah.
can only imagine the logistic nightmare of fucking transporting paintings on a ship, man. If taking
Yeah,
paintings to the Burning Man, the middle of the desert, is such a pain in the ass.
that's different.
But
Yeah,
I think they're both terrible. I don't want to have original paintings nowhere near the water. These these paintings. One of these Alex Great originals that cost
yeah,
like $100,000, and we hang them on the wall, and the curator is all over our back. He's like, "Oh, I'm glad you guys have insurance." The way you're handling these paintings. It's like, hey, come on.
yeah. I
The
think you're in a
Burning Man
different
seems.
price bracket. Off to burn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Burning Man seems tough because that's like a one off in the middle of the desert type thing. I think I can imagine cruise ships. At least there's like they have a logistical thing
They
going
do.
on. They're
Yeah,
every day. I'm sure they're kind of bringing in
yeah. It's
pretty
not
stuff.
it's not hard for them at all. It's an extremely well oiled situation. But getting stuff into the middle of the desert, that's a one off. Like you have to build your own logistics for that. But it
Yeah.
does sound cool though, like doing like almost like you should do the burn. Honestly, you should do the man itself, You
Burn
should
all
set
the
up like a post. Yeah.
paintings.
Yeah,
Maybe.
do the Banksy situation where
Burn
at
it.
that auction they
Yeah.
shredded the piece.
I mean, we kinda. I mean, we kinda want those paintings back.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, we kinda have like the
Yeah.
mental.
Yeah.
We are kinda in denial, but at the same time in acceptance. Like, okay, if if it doesn't get back, it won't surprise us because we should send them to Burning Man, I guess.
That's funny.
But we did tell them like this painting. If the prints can make it back, yeah, they're huge. We send a print that is like 60 by 48, and
Yeah.
it's like it's gonna be like very eye catching. Being in the middle of a desert and you go inside a dome, and then you see all of these huge print painting. In the middle of it. I don't know. That'll be nice.
So is the idea that people can go and like they see this painting and they can say like, okay, I want
No,
like
we cannot sell any
oh,
paintings.
you can't sell that.
They don't. No, they don't have any ships. We didn't send
Mm.
them with ships. It's just for the Ramdas Foundation. We build like an immersive experience. We have two domes. One dome you go and you see some of the Ramdas brown pages. We printed those from his book, and we added color, so it's pretty cool. It's decorated with that, and you do a meditation there for 30 minutes. You put on headphones and listen to Ram Dass for 30 minutes. It's pretty it's very intense experience actually. Some people cry on it, and or also some people fall asleep. They just relax really good. I don't know how effective it's gonna be in the middle of the Burning Man, but we have hopes. Um, and the other one is a labyrinth. So the other dome is a little bit bigger. It's a labyrinth, and as you go through the labyrinth, every corner has some of the Ramdas messages and has some of our prints on it.
Nice. Have you been to Burning Man before, will this be your first time?
First burner.
Yeah. I've never been, but I've
I've
heard
never been. Yeah.
crazy things about it. I've
You
heard it's
wanna
a
go? You're invited. I have. I think I
No.
have a ticket.
Do you have a ticket?
Uh,
You have there's
Dude,
tickets to it?
I offered
Yeah.
to the flow team. I went to the flow team and told Ben, I got tickets for the Burning Man. You guys, anyone
That's
wanna
wild.
go with flow? Ali was like, "Oh man, I really wanna go."
Where do you have like a setup for like sleeping and like where are you gonna sleep and stuff like that?
I have a tent, but I recommend that if you come, you bring your own tent.
Yeah. Man,
I
I'm like a glamper. Like I like a bed, and like I can't really rough it too well. So I would
dude,
like the experience, but I don't know about sleeping. It's sleeping for a week in the desert.
I'm not going for the whole week. I'm only going for like 5 days, 4 or 5 days,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
the end. And the U-Haul is also there. So some guys, I guess, are also using the U-Haul sometimes.
yeah,
We were supposed to get tents from one of the other guys. They have like this elephant foundation. They rescue elephants and stuff. And they were supposed to get us some tents for the people for our team members that are there right now, and they didn't. So it's just come on. And
it's
then
gonna be wild. I do
this
hear good
what
things.
happens
Like
when you're
anyone who
traveling.
goes is like life changed. Like it's always like a awesome experience. But
It is pretty awesome. I mean, that's what I heard so far. But I also been like researching a lot and watching
yeah,
videos and seeing what people say. I like the
yeah,
idea of a temple. They build this temple every year, so they build it anew, and inside of it, people go and they like write in it on the walls, or they paste a picture of a loved one, or it's like a memorial, and then people like grieve in there or mourn, and at the end of the Burning Man, they burn the temple, and it's like very cathartic.
yeah, yeah. That's cool.
There's a long time where I was trying to get to Burning Man, and there was 1 year that I had access to tickets, and but then I was moving because I lived in Salt Lake for 15 years, and so I had a lot of access to it. But I think that's in my rear view mirror now. I think
Yeah.
dead tents in the desert. Left that in Moab.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I mean, you would have to do it like the way celebrities do it. Like these days, there are celebrities that just they get there in their helicopters.
Yeah.
They have like
Yeah.
But I don't think that that's useful to them, as useful, honestly. Like what that's just like hype. That's just like hype or clout chasing.
yeah,
Like if you're not driving in and going on a journey and exiting, driving out, if you haven't been on a journey, what's the point? It's not going to do you any good.
definitely. It's a whole
Yeah.
experience in the sense that I like the idea that you cannot buy anything like on the eye. That you don't you it's not like a barter economy. It's like a gifting economy. Like people can gift you without expecting anything in return, and likewise. And so I like that
I'd be
too.
very uncomfortable with that.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'm good. I'm good. Like, no, you can have it. I was like, no. I'm too northeast. I'm like, what do you want? What are you angling on? Hold on. Where's my pockets? What's in
Dude,
it? What's in it?
dude, the East, man. I
Yeah.
told you, I don't like Miami as a city, bro. I think that's what you get from Miami. If you come to Denver
Mhm.
from Miami, you're gonna have that feeling from the people here in Denver, because people in Denver are just so friendly, and they just gonna say good morning
Yeah.
and hi by walking by. Um,
I lived everywhere. Like I've been all over the states, right? So I've been to all 48 states in North America, and like I'm from the Northeast and from Maine actually. And I was a kayaker for a long time, so I spent half the year sleeping in tents and being wet and soaking wet and stuff. So like I have a lot of experience with the friendlier side of life as well, but it just happens to be that it's like when someone like it's gonna give you something, I'm like, I don't know, like what's wrong with it?
Yeah.
Healthy or not, that's what I'm like. I'm gonna find my own. You're like it's a desert. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try.
So
3 days
Noah,
later, I'm like, can I have that hamburger?
yeah, yeah, when you need it. So is your gift going to be the? Or do you have your gift? I guess is it going to be the art, or are you going to like try to like have some other stuff to like give
I don't know.
people or something?
I don't have any gift. I have air from.
You got the art. You're bringing the art. That's
That's
kind
a
of like a
very
gift. So
intimate. That's a very intimate gift, man.
it
Air
is
from my lungs.
air from my lungs. Yeah,
Uh-oh.
my time.
I got some acid pills. I can
Well,
give.
that's a gift.
Those are gifts. Those are gifts.
That's a good gift right there,
That's a good
especially
gift.
in the desert. No better place. Pills, man. That's interesting.
Oh yeah, it's a good point. I didn't even think about that. Pill
So-
form, huh?
Yeah, I've only seen like the paper tabs.
So I actually have a question that I kind of went on a tangent of for library. So how exactly do you calculate the value of T-shots? Because like this is why I asked about the deep in from Disney Pinnacle, because I actually kind of want to do the same but with one. You know what they're doing with Charizard right now on VC? That they're just like bolting all the Charizards, and now they have a Charizard token. Is is
I
that
haven't heard
kind of
about
like
that, but I mean, yeah, so initially when you set up like a liquidity pool or something, you peg it at whatever price you want. Whoever sets a liquidity pool sets the price at whatever they want. So I think I priced it at whatever kind of maybe the price on floaty or whatever it was at the time. I think I used whatever the floor price was on floaty. It was around the 36 cents, I believe. And so from there, then it's up to itself, right? Like then it sets its own price. It can go up and down however it wants. Yeah, in like vaulting, like what are Charizards or recently I was thinking about NBA Top Shot in particular. Like, I mean, like let's just say let's just say we all agreed on like okay, Victor Wembanyama and Caitlin Clark, like we like these players and we like their Top Shot debuts and we think these two things are kind of really great. Like yeah, like what can be done there? I don't necessarily like fractionalizing. I don't like fractionalization in general because you're just putting a bunch of assets in the vault and you get fractionalized tokens and you can never take the assets out unless you have some, you possibly have some weird rules. It gets very complicated that way. I think in general, people want like, you kind of want to accrue, well, you want to accrue a bunch of the assets that you kind of really like. And then maybe afterwards, then you split them up or something. Like it's just different ideas. Like basically, if you did like particular NFTs, whether it's for like NBA Top Shot, NFL All Day, whatever it is, like when you have more people that actually agree on that, like then what can kind of happen there? I don't think fractionalization is the play though. There's a bunch of things that can go wrong there. And assets being locked up and the tokens not. You can say the tokens represent you can say the tokens represent like a fractionalized ownership of it, but there are things that can go wrong along the way of like, you know, like what happens if the assets aren't there anymore, for instance, or something like this. There's just things that can kind of go wrong along the way. So I think there's something maybe a little, I don't know, just a little more cooler that can be done there. But it's something I'm
It
thinking
also
about.
sets an explicit price, right? Of the asset. So like if you have like $1 million asset into into the total quantity of tokens, that's the effective value or whatever premium somebody is willing to pay on top of that, right? So you have the risk of being capped by the asset that you hold in a vault, unless you accumulate more of them.
say I want to accumulate all of the Anthony Edwards Top Shot moments, and I want to build a ball of just Anthony Edwards. I'm gonna buy them off every time I see them on the marketplace, and then I what what's the next step? Do I launch Anthony Edward token and I peg it to
No,
whatever price
I
I pick?
guess I would say, okay, I forget what this Top Shot debut is at. Like, let's not say every single NFT of Anthony Edwards, because may not totally make sense. Let's just say a particular Top Shot debut of his. I think it's at 4,000. And I think maybe they're $30 or something right now. I guess I would say like maybe the plan is you just keep keep acquiring them, like personally, or like maybe you designate one buyer. So let's just say us four wanted to get a bunch of these things because we agree with you. We agree like this is a good play. So it's okay. So no, you're gonna take our funds and you're just gonna keep buying these things. And then maybe you get like 200 of them or whatever, as many as you can. We want to spend 10 grand on this particular moment and just drive it home. And so then maybe afterwards that you have hundreds of these things because you own a significant portion of the active NFTs of that particular edition. Because a lot of them might live in kind of dormant and semi-dormant wallets where people, you don't log in a lot and whatever. So you would own a lot of the active ones, and the floor price of those things, it's like it's the Michael Saylor thing of Bitcoin a little bit, where like you accrue a lot of he doesn't say like, oh, I'm buying a bunch of Bitcoin. He first buys all the Bitcoin and then says, oh, I'm buying more and more Bitcoin. So basically you would acquire $10,000 of Anthony Edwards NFTs, this particular edition, and then you'd be like, oh, you know what? Now I'm also telling everyone in the world, I'm also just I'm keep buying them. Then you blast it on Twitter like, oh, I'm buying these things. I'm going to keep buying them, because now you bought them all at the cheaper price, and now you're just solidifying and trying to get more people that watch maybe this podcast, whatever. It's like, you know what? Maybe that's a good idea. We're just going to keep buying them and buying them. You know, maybe with the idea, afterwards of having all these things, I think you don't want, I don't know if you actually want to lock them up. You could set up these liquidity pools, but you need to have, I'm not sure if it will work with having only a few hundred of these NFTs. I think you might need,
1,000?
like you might need significantly more. Because the idea is that I think in general, when someone can buy like $5,000 of a token, you don't want slippage to be too much. So in general, you kind of want tokens to have a huge, like a theoretical huge market cap, right? Where someone can go and buy 5,000 and it only slips a little bit. The slippage is only a little bit, for the price changing a little bit. So I'm not sure if it would work the best with whitelisting just one of those. But like let's say theoretically, let's just say theoretically, like everything kind of works and you did have liquidity pool set up. It is a cool mechanism, because then you'd say, oh, I'm also acquiring more and I'm also turning Anthony Edwards things into ant tokens, and then you can like you just have a liquidity pool set up against flow or whatever it is, and then you just keep telling people to buy this NFT because you believe in it and you like it a lot. And so it which is
Oh, I see
true.
what you're saying. So you're saying it's self-reinforcing. Like you are actually setting the credibility for holding them in a vault and having certain value, and you've essentially locked up, reduced some of the float basically in the marketplace.
Yeah, you can say things, or you can do stuff on chain to say like, okay, yeah, like I'm locking it up. You could in theory put it into contracts, so it locks up for a period of time if you wanted to. But at the end of the day, you also want to have the ability to sell. So I mean, like,
Yeah.
in general, let's just say we gave you a bunch of money to do this. Like in general, there should be part of the plan to like, intermittently kind of sell some of them, possibly. I don't know. Like there must be some sort of plan here. I don't think it's like, I don't know what the thing is with all the other currencies in Bitcoin of like just hold it forever. Like at some point, someone has to kind of cash out or something. No? Yeah. Well, the initial activity. I mean, I'll take a little step back. So initially, I guess, the idea is that they made NBA Top Shot minted like maybe almost 50 million NFTs, and most of those are treated as floors. And so, how do you actually have proper price discovery, listing, buying, and stuff. It doesn't really work too well, even using Floaty and OpenSea to manually do all this stuff for the floors um, en masse. It's a little bit tedious, a little bit difficult, but if you want to do it in bulk, I think what introducing something like T-Shot and it is a great way, because once you swap in one NFT for one T-Shot, you can trade that T-Shot into the vault and get a random NFT. So it's all backed one for one. Every T-Shot right now is only minted with how many like NFTs have been traded in. So and then also if I add some cool stuff to the vault, people are turning the wheel for free, no gas, no nothing, and having free pulls at the slot machine to get something cooler. But another idea is that, I think T-Shot and I think fungible tokens are easier to work with than NFTs when you want to make games or other or leverage third parties, AI sports, or you want to leverage decks, or you want to leverage flow rewards or whatever else. Like everything with a fungible token just seems like it's easier to work with. So like I was initially thinking, oh, okay, maybe I'll do other tokens, maybe I'll do some kind of games or something. So that's kind of where my head was at. Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot that can be done as builders.
Yeah.
There's no shortage of ideas that can be done.
I ask all of this because I actually just want to collect all of the 80s pins, Disney Pinnacles. I just want to collect them all. Yeah, I want to collect them all, have them all myself, and then I want to open a club. And it's like only if you own an 80s Disney Pinnacle, you can join the club.
That is cool.
So right now there's less than 2,000. Like, there's not a. Yeah, it's pretty doable. I gotta start now before they start dropping more.
Why Hades? Is that, do you just like that character? That's from Hercules, right? Is it?
Yeah, from Hercules. Bro, Hades is a legendary character, man.
Yeah, I mean,
He's loved by everybody.
yeah. Yeah, like what? I mean,
She's like, what
I mean,
the
I
hell
get
is
it,
that
Greek
question?
mythology. Like, I saw Hercules when I was like 10 or whatever, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like you just really identify.
I mean, I think I really like him because it's so sassy. It's like one of the few villains that is actually funny, even when you're an adult. You just like, you still get it. I like about that. But also, I don't know. I just got into Disney Pinnacle because it's kind of popping right now, man. It's like I see a lot of people going in it. I see a lot of people like the
Aren't they
whales.
doing something at D23? D23 is like a big Disney
Oh,
kind of fan club event. I thought it was this year, like the next month or so.
D23.
Yeah, D23. I forget what day it is though. But like
23.
basically, when they launched Disney Pinnacle, they
Oh,
I believe they were that year they were also at this event, and they had kiosk with like I think I don't think it was free to claim. I think it was maybe $30 or something, or there's some sort of fee. But yeah, you could get some of the D23 pins there. Maybe the same thing this year. I'm not totally sure though.
I didn't know that they have like the actual physical pins. There were some limited versions, I guess, limited editions that you can only get from the characters in the parks. So when you see someone in a Mickey Mouse costume, only some of them have that specific limited edition pin for the collection. You know?
Yeah, no, I'm looking at it right now, but it looks like it's next week, August 29th to 31st, Coronado Springs, in Orlando at the Walt Disney World Resort. So it's called like the biggest Disney fan event of the year, D23. So it like in like I explored the physical pin side. Like the physical pin side for Disney has such a big following. Um,
It's
it has
huge.
such it has such a big following, and like it makes so much sense that they went this kind of route. With the pins, as opposed to I think they had I think there was like something Vive collectibles. I think they had like Disney licensed collectibles as well, but like it looked it wasn't pins, and I think maybe some of them were statues and that type of thing. but the pins in particular really kind of resonate with the Disney collectors. Yeah, I
That's
think all the digital ones are only digital. Like I looked a little bit and it looks like yeah, the digital ones aren't available in the same print or whatever as like in physical. Like you can't I don't think I don't think there are physical, yeah, equivalents
that's
of.
actually something I would like to do with ArtDrop in the future. Like if we can print, your Disney Pinnacle as an actual physical pin, that would be cool. And I think that's where the technology should head up. Like if you have the original of anything, of a painting, of a pin, you have of a collectible car, you have the original on your wallet, and if you break it, hurt it, or lose it, you just print it again.
Yeah, another thing with the physical stuff, it's really interesting because I was following some of the subreddits on like the physical pin stuff, and like there's a lot of forgeries out there, like literally forgeries. They're faking these pins because I guess it's advantageous. They're worth money. So like, um, yeah, that's been a thing. That still is a thing. And like, yeah, and seeing that, I think there's some partnerships with Disney Plus and stuff where like I think all the subscribers get, if you're like a Plus subscriber, you get like a free digital pin. I think every so often or every month.
Yeah, that's so cool, man. Like, yeah, if you go to Disney Plus slash perks, they have a bunch of perks, not just Disney Pinnacle related. And one of them is for Disney Pinnacle. They give you a code. You go into the app, you put the code into the input, and you redeem a capsule that you don't have to open right away. You actually keep it for like a month. So if they do rotations every week, so you don't, so you get different capsules, like 4 or 5 different sets per month, and you can pick one of those to open the free capsule with, and you can get like a limited edition, Yoda, and some Star Wars fan is gonna give you 200,000, not 200,000, but $200 for it, and it was free. Disney Plus just paid itself the whole subscription for the whole year.
Yeah.
No, for sure. And like honestly, I mean, obviously there's opportunity there with NFL and NBA to do something similar, right? Because I don't know,
You
they
say
should have
like on their they don't have Top Shop in their official NBA website.
they had some like little shout outs and little promos, I think, but like what they could do is like, NBA League Pass. Or I mean, I'm not totally sure how they do the NFL stuff, but I think it's in Canada, I think it's through DAZN or I forget what's through now. But like, you can always do kind of with NBA League Pass at least. I mean, I think it might make sense. Like, okay, if you have League Pass, you get a free, Top Shot pack or something every month. It'd be the equivalent kind of thing, right?
Yeah,
That'd
definitely.
be sweet.
That would be sweet.
Yeah. I need to do my Disney one I keep forgetting. I have Disney Plus, but I always forget to go claim my
You
pin.
should do it, man. And it's funny because technically it's still what is it called? Close beta. It's like the global launch is not yet out, right? For Pinnacle. So
Oh,
I guess they're gonna do it. I don't know when, but it does feel like the app is gonna grow in features maybe soon. Like right
yeah.
now, it's only like you have your pin, you put your stuff in there, and there's these tradings events, marketplace events. But I feel like there's gonna be something like Fast Break for Disney Pinnacles.
They had some stuff on chain. I looked at it before, but basically it was like, I think it was like it was a trait. Basically, it was like points or something like that, or dust or whatever it was. But there's like, it seems like there were ideas of doing some sort of gamification with owning pins.
There's something on chain. What do you mean?
For me?
You said there was something on chain.
Yeah, yeah. Like it's on chain. If you look at it, like any of the Pinnacle pins, there was like a trait that was like storing score or like I forget what they called it, but it was
I
like,
have it with their contract actually. I'm gonna
yeah,
do it.
it was something along those lines. But
Oh,
yeah, there are ideas there. I think I hope one day that they kind of open up the ability to have like 24/7 marketplace and stuff. It does make sense how it is right now, but
I
you
kind of
know,
like it.
as a developer and stuff, I mean, imagine vaults and stuff and, or whatever for, maybe based on traits, maybe based on sets, it could be a cool mechanic as well.
I don't know. I kind of like it that it's not all the time. Kind of makes you build up all that dopamine for the
Yeah.
weekend. I think we're
Are people
yeah,
like making money? Have you heard? Like
dude.
on these
Oh,
pins? Like,
dude, are you kidding
I mean,
me?
I see the big sales, but like, I don't know,
There's
because there's not like a marketplace, and I can't really see like.
there's
I mean,
a
there's the events, but I just see the bot. Live another great development. So I see the big sales, but I don't know. Like,
I
I don't
mean,
know. Okay, people are making big money on this, or is it just someone who bought
wait, Justin,
the
didn't
bot?
you do the bot for Disney Pinnacle?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I made the Disney Pinnacle bot, but there's also Flowvana. Flowvana is a website. I think it's called flowvana.io.
Yeah, exactly. Ban exactly.
Oh yeah, actually, I
Yeah,
can
Because
see
all
that.
the
Yeah.
flowvana.io.
data there,
I need to look at
all
that
the
actually.
sales.
But like,
I think
yeah, that's like, yeah, that one's really good. I guess they did some stuff with UFC Strike, and I'm sure they're going to build that out a little bit more. But um,
yeah. I mean, I see this the tweets sometimes for like some pins going for 1,000 at least. I know the Genesis pins they went for 30,000, 25,000.
yeah, I it's hard to tell in terms of like if the stuff is like plus EV and stuff. I think I think you have to be kind of selective on maybe not every drop is the one because I'm s- I'm not an
Is
expert
that
on all the different types, but like people like maybe Star Wars a little bit more, or certain IP more than others, right?
I mean that does happen, but oh look at this
You
baby.
get a fifth one.
that that does happen, but you know what what's funny is that okay, if some of these are not like the popular pins and they don't get bought a lot, like let's say Merida from Brave, and you only mint 400 instead of 1,000. So now those 400, just because they are 400, they are more rare, I guess, and they go up in value just because people didn't buy enough of them in the beginning. So it's kind of a weird dynamic going on there.
No, for sure, for sure. Like underappreciated sets and whatever. Like if some people collect that more, then it's a bottleneck maybe. Um, yeah, there's definitely things like that for sure. It's weird. I do like. It's weird. I like 20% marketplaces in general, but it's like the cadence of them opening up every once in a while is it's interesting because it just concentrates hype a bit.
Totally.
So I can kind of understand it, but you know, maybe there's a way to do both, in the future.
I wonder if they will ever open up their wallets like Top Shop did. Like, are they gonna allow account linking
Yeah, no,
to?
that's exactly that's kind of what I mean. Like in general, like yeah, to go that route.
Yeah,
I think every partner kind of needs to be like convinced over time to do it, right? Like even NBA didn't even start off with all that stuff. I think they were tiptoeing into Web3. So I think once whatever Dapper kind of um yeah, I don't know. It just takes building trust and everything, right? It takes time.
yeah, definitely. Oh, I was gonna ask Damon the name of his baby. What's her name?
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
it's like Gilmore Girls. One. Wow. Is she
So,
is she walking around or crawling around now? She's just yeah. She'll do it when she wants to. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. A little more chill. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I got nothing to prove. Yeah.
nothing
That's
to
awesome.
prove. Are you do you have uh brothers or sisters, CJ?
I have one brother. Yeah, in Denver. He lives in Denver.
Oh yeah, right. You
Yeah,
mentioned
yeah,
that
yeah.
before.
Yep. So that's why I always go to East Denver. I should try to get out there at least one more time during
He's
the
an
year,
older
but
brother or like a are you younger?
younger. Yeah, he's
Oh,
like 3 years younger than me. He went to school. He works in Boulder.
oh yeah?
Well, he
Where?
works from home most of the time. He lives in downtown Denver, but his company is based out of Boulder, so he heads to Boulder like twice a week.
Oh, okay. I,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
So
know pretty much everything in Boulder now. Like in just such a
yeah,
small town.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I visited once, only for a few days, because he went to school out there. Uh, Yeah, it was nice. Nice town, close to the mountains. Can't
Yeah,
beat the
right on.
nature out there, man. So
All right, guys. I think time is coming up so thank you so much for coming up here, and I love having you guys and having all these talks. Um, hit me up if you want to come on next time.
for
Yeah,
sure. Thanks for hosting.
no
Good talking to
problem.
you all.
See
Thanks a
you
lot.
all. Have a great day and happy weekend.
Yeah, have a good weekend.
You too. See ya.
Yeah,
Bye bye.
see y'all. See y'all.